Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome back to the Heat Army Podcast Live. We are back. We've got equipment that works. I'll get into that later on. It's been the magic of the FA Cup. We won at the weekend. We won convincingly, 3-0 win, and we had the magic of the cup tonight in the draw. And the crowd went mild with the draw. That's no disrespect to Wimbledon, but you know there was better draws out there. But hey, you've got to play who's in front of you. Before we go any further, a big thank you to Northern Print Solutions, of course, our main sponsors, and our partners at Hope and Glory. I'll bring the boys in now. As I say, lads, good evening. It's been a positive weekend. The draw somewhat has left me a little bit flat.
Evening, everybody. I'm just
good evening.
I'm just pleased that David's equipment is working again.
Oh. Right. Apologies to everyone that tuned in for the Boston.
Amazing what Viagra can do, Steely.
Absolutely. That's what I was thinking. He's on the different lines.
I was left limp equipment against Boston United. What it is, which I since found out afterwards, my daughter had tripped near my computer desk and caught a wire and ripped the what the USB goes into connected to the computer, ripped off the circuit board inside of the mixer. And I got to the match and tried to plug it in, and I thought it was working, and it wasn't. And then ultimately, the TV still had sound because it goes out a different port. So that's why we didn't have one. I've had to get a new mixer, and it's going to cost us a bit of money to get the other one fixed, which I need to do because it's an expensive one. But we're back, and we'll be providing full match commentary for future home games, and of course, the podcast is back. So yeah, apologies on that front, everybody. It was a bit of a gutter. But what isn't a gutter is that we won in the FA Cup, much needed money into the coffers. The FA Cup draw, though, slightly disappointing. Not a great draw, I must admit. Not many eye-catching fixtures. It was a bit of a bland, mild FA Cup draw. If I say there wasn't any minnows against giants, so to speak. You know, that most of the league teams pulled each other out. There wasn't. I mean, I know we've pulled a team out 2 divisions above, but it's not one of the bigger clubs. Maybe 30 years ago, you would have went, "Oh, Wimbledon away, a Premier League club," but it isn't that Wimbledon anymore. But nonetheless, it'll be a good day out. It is the FA Cup, nonetheless. But boys, I don't get us wrong. I loved that FA Cup draw. My heart was racing. I was thinking who we're going to get. There was teams coming out like Bolton Wanderers and Blackpool, and you think, "Oh, can we get a good tie?" You know, Cardiff. And just our number wasn't forthcoming when those names were coming out of the hat. But look, you've got to win who you play against, or try your best. And why can't Gator be a team that gets a giant killing?
Well, it was nice to be in it. Let's be honest. That excitement, as you said, and like the fact that we're in it, that was the key, wasn't it? It's like the trials and tribulations of supporting Gator, isn't it? Saturday high. Not so much so at this moment in time.
Yeah. And we've got Steve Farnfield. Hello, boys. Typical Heat FA Cup draw away yet again down south, and yet again, not even against the big team Wimbledon. It's no disrespect to Wimbledon, by the way. It's just I'm sure they're
going to say. I think it's been a tad.
Yeah. It is, but I think because we've played them in recent times, you know, we know that they're still a club on the up, very much on the up. You know, they could be in the championship next year. But when you think of FA Cup ties, you want a team with a bigger following, a bigger ground, with potentially a bigger split of the gate. So I think that's probably what people are.
I tell you what, the new Plough Lane, they're getting good crowds.
Yeah.
And have you forgotten in the 1980s they won it?
They did. I mean, you know, it's only in the last 40 odd years they won, you know, so or even less, isn't it?
Would we have been pleased if that was home to Wimbledon?
Oh, yes.
Would have been delighted.
Aye. So it's the thing. It's not Wimbledon, is it? It's just the fact it's away to them. If it's home,
yeah, I think that's where it is. I mean, it's not a. I don't know. I just you build yourself up for the cup. Yeah, a cup game. You build yourself up for it. Anything can happen. We know it's the FA Cup, and look, how many times across the years have we seen a fellow National League club beat a team in League One and go on to the next draw? It can happen. It can happen.
Well, let's get John. He'll give a good hours full of how Luton beat Norwich City.
Yeah, I know. Evening all, let's hope we can beat Wimbledon, get to the next home game against a big-ish club, bring in some more money to the club. Well, that's, of course, it's all about money. We know that. Darcy, who was our birthday this week, happy birthday, Darcy, as well. She's messaged in. We've got Christopher Story. Evening, gents. have to think. Have a think about the headline next time. No, that was intentional. Our balls were in the hat. That was the joke. People didn't get it. Evening all, Sean Parry. We've got Vanessa. I thought we might have been having a trip to Wickham at one point. Yeah. Who did we get in the cup? Was busy preparing Christmas puddings. Well, you're starting early. It's EFC Wimbledon away. And
so perfect for Vanessa.
Yeah. Well, the statistician, I never really thought of him as a statistician, but Steve has put, we've played Wimbledon 4 times between 2009 2011. Wimbledon lead 3-1 on head-to-heads. And didn't they beat us 7-1 last game of the season, I think it was, where Baxter had to go in goal, our first season back in the National League.
It was,
it was, yeah. I'm sure. I wasn't at that game. I know Craig Baxter ended up in goal. Alan Guest.
Grimsby?
No. I'm sure someone will back us up. We've got good evening from Liv. Alan Guest, but EFC Wimbledon. Yeah, it is. Yeah. And we've got other ones here. We've got evening gents. Much better performance against Aveley. Not bad draw, personally.
That'll be a tough game.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just being interrupted about what time the kids have got to go to sleep. So give them an inch, will take a mile. Not a bad draw for us personally. It'll be a tough game. It will be a tough game, and we'll get into the draw and about what we think about the draw in general.
When was the last time we beat a Football League team? Was that Halifax? We haven't beaten one since, have we? A Football League team. We'll play other non-league teams in the FA Cup, but have we beaten?
Yeah, Halifax probably was.
Yeah.
So the 99 game, was that 99?
Yeah. We need a real. That would be our last proper giant killing, wouldn't it? We were 2 divisions below at the time. Rusty Squid, look at the draw on the bright side. At least it wasn't Plymouth or Exeter. Could have been a long day. It's still a long day.
Wow.
And we've got Wimbledon unbeaten in the last 6 wins and a draw. Yes, they're flying high in League One in the playoffs. Heed Army Adam has put evening all. We've got Carol Skipper, plenty of support from us in London. Fantastic.
Hey, go on, Carol.
And we've got Spenny the Chris fan. Good evening, lads. As a Spenny fan, happy with AFC Barrow at home in the cup.
Aye,
well,
you should be.
Yeah, it is. It's a good draw for them. It's
really good. Winnable.
It is.
Watch
winnable,
out for Regan Booty.
Yeah, and so of course, massive links between the teams because Jason Ainsley buggered off there many a time from every other club for £10 more on a weekend. Allegedly.
And Matty Pearson, Kerry Lowe took him there. Matty Pearson was trying to meet him off the plane, waiting to take his suitcases. He's come back from Singapore.
Devastated by that news when that came through. Anyway.
But yeah, no, it is what it is. But look, money in the bank. We're into the first round. We're going to get talked about. As I said before, the draw itself, I think probably we all agree that the Barnsley York game was the eye catcher because obviously the location of the two teams. There's a couple other good ones, but South Shields probably a very good contender for TV game. You have to say. Especially with the form South Shields is in, and the TV will look at that as a potential banana skin for Shrewsbury. But yeah, look, we're in it. I'd much rather be in it and be underwhelmed by the draw than not be in it at all. That's
the take home message, isn't it? Yeah.
It is.
I mean, should we talk about Saturday? Should we go and talk about
hang on. Well, because we've got ahead of ourselves, to be honest. So we've obviously got the FA Cup draw. We're talking about that. And, of course, potentially at this moment in time, don't book your tickets yet because it could be moved to a Sunday. It could be moved to a Friday. It could be moved to a Monday. Mickey's already had a look, haven't you? The tickets were quite expensive, even with a real card.
With a real card, the cheapest ones I can find for 2 is 195, and then after that, it's 312.
Wow. So yeah, and
but
also
I think the diversions on because it's taking ages to get there.
Well, not just that as well. You got to give yourself a lot of time to get back because there is no replays, and extra time is played.
Yeah.
So
that was me coming looking at 9 o'clock coming back.
It's a big one. Obviously, Aveley we won 3-0 with Ferguson, Hurst, and Telford back scoring as well. New signings: Cian Pennant, nephew of Jermaine Pennant of old football fame, and Ibrahim Bakara has signed as well on loan until January, defender from
January.
Cheltenham, and of course,
Yeah.
obviously Prediction League and Brackley away. That's what we're all talking about. So
What's
send your
to
messages
talk
in.
about?
Remember, hit like and subscribe. And as I say, we've got a message here. Even if we lose, it's still 15 grand in the bank, I think it is.
Yeah,
And
but most of that be swallowed up in hotel fees and buses and
yeah,
I too.
yeah. And as I say, Johnny Gray's put Wimbledon are due a loss. Then they are. The mighty Heat will go down there and kick the Wombles. I swear, hang on one second. I swear, our last league team when the FA Cup was against Charlton. No, that was our last league team we played. Yes, but
last team were beat.
Yeah, last team were beat. We were talking about. So as I say, this Spennymoor fan, he's got a soft spot for Gated. A couple of good friends who are Heat fans. Good bunch of lads. Yeah,
nice one, Chris.
Yes, thank you very much, Chris. But yeah, I mean, look, let's talk about it. We've known the squad has been threadbare for a couple of weeks. We heard rumors about players potentially getting through the door. There he is. There's Ibrahim, who joins on loan until January at the back. Of course, Kenton and Joe both injured at the moment, so to have some more backup there for him is good, and we'll just have to see what he's like, because obviously got no idea. We haven't seen the highlights of the game, and then of course there's Cian Pennant as well, who arrives on a month's loan from Leicester City, and hoping to see more of him as well in the coming games. And as I say, they've went out and brought players in, but one player come back and got straight on the score sheet on Saturday, Dom Telford, which is absolutely fantastic. I mean, I'm not being, we were just joking on before. His goal rate is something, considering he's been out injured, his goal rate's really good, isn't it? It's nearly a goal a game.
I'm not really sure, to be honest. I've never really looked.
Yeah,
but,
he's a goal predator, isn't he? He scores goals. You know what I mean? He's there at the right place at the right time, which is a great striker.
And he scores some spectacular goals as well. Stuart Allen, 42k to the winner and 20k to the loser. So it's still worth a lot of money this game, even if you lose. But don't want to go with the intentions of losing, of course. 7-1 defeat, Davy, was against Newport County. Sorry, yeah, I got that wrong. So if anyone...
I remember that one.
The statistician is coming out today in Steve Farnfield. But lads, nice to see that we've been able to bring some short-term players in. Of course, Ibrahim a little bit longer till January. But with Dom coming back, you'd hope Kane will be back soon. We're looking a bit healthier up the top end of the pitch as well.
Well, considering it looks as if Frank was in a boot for the Durham Challenge Cup game.
Yeah, there was a picture on social media.
I like the walking wounded, aren't we? We could name it.
I think Frank's out the boot. I think it was more precaution just to protect the ankle for a few days. But it is last weekend, obviously we lost players. Connor Panny, we hope he gets well soon as well. Absolutely heartbroken for the lad. He's every time he starts to getting a good run of form, he start of the season was probably unexpected, because he probably wasn't expecting to be in the starting lineup, but there he was. 2 goals on Tuesday and then ruled out for months on the Saturday. It's a cruel sport, football. But the club has had to go out and bring people in, and from first impressions,
you felt, by the way, for Panny, it was like his first major break, wasn't it? Like, as in his first break, he's going to be a regular. He was going to play virtually every game if he stayed fit. So you got to feel good for the lad. Anyway,
yeah.
Well, anyway, Andy was starting to hit form. So he was growing into the season. I mean, the performance at Morecambe, he was fantastic, absolutely amazing at Morecambe. And I don't think he's been that bad all season. I know he's got his critics, but half of the Warlock, as soon as any Warlock make a mistake, some of our fans will just jump on the backs anyway.
And it's the same fans that walk out on games as well. No hints on who that is.
Anyway, we got 3 new signings in. It's positive. You know what I mean. Obviously, we need to see how they play. Got a defender until January. That was much needed. You know, I think it was a wise move, you know, and Telford come up, because it just felt like we're just like the walking wounded. We had like we could play an entire 11 of injury players, you know, injured players.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? I mean, we got here, I believe Frank had a boot on because he had a huge bruise or something on his foot, and someone's put bruised toe. Well, the size of Frank, it's bigger than my foot, his toe. We've got Adam is supposed to be back this or next week. Alan says twist the ankle in training or something like that. Yeah, I did. I said in the post earlier, must have had a hell of a curse put on us back in the day. Does anyone know a witch doctor?
It's because you stopped wearing those lucky underpants.
That's where it is, Steve. Get them stained underpants back on, and
exactly.
We'll
get them back on. Yeah, don't wash them.
Well, you know, obviously we weren't on last week because of the equipment problems, but the team collapsed when Panny went off against Boston. It did.
Yeah.
You know, you can't deny that. He was having a good game, and when he went down, you knew it was serious. As soon as he went down, you know, he was in a lot of pain. And Christ, the lad's been took off in an ambulance and come back a couple of weeks later. I don't know if he'll be able to pull it off this time. But you know, we wish him a speedy recovery, and hopefully we'll have a proper update on that soon on Connor Panny. But yeah, it's
Boston was just Boston, you know. I mean, once it changed the game, wasn't it? When Panny went off, that changed the game.
You had Edwards go off. You had players limping all over the pitch. Frank was limping. It was the walking wounded, and there was a talking point. I mean, I heard it when the third goal went in. There was a lot of boos, not a lot. There was boos. How many? I don't know, but loud enough to hear. I'll never tell anyone how to support the football club, but give your head a shake on the situation. I think it was very unjust. I was frankly embarrassed when I heard it, considering
I'll let rip.
Considering them lads on them pitch were throwing themselves, bodies on the line, walking wounded, running around. I mean, that was the first 90 minutes that Butterfield had played in nearly a year, and there's boos. Just shut up.
You've lost Connor Panny before the game. You've got neither of the centre halves there.
Yep.
Nikki and Adam. What the hell are you wanting? What our budget? What are you wanting?
I know.
It really, honest. I'm sorry, lads, but it really boils my piss. It really does. Look, you're entitled to your opinion, whatever you want. But have a look at the situation before you open your traps, for God's sake.
Yep.
Some of our lot are really starting to get on my tits. Really are.
It just seems that
it's total cynicism. If you didn't like it, didn't come.
Yeah.
Yeah, well said, Mickey. Well said.
It's got to that point, isn't it?
Crowds are crap enough. We're not going to miss another 12 years.
I think the club would probably disagree, but
but
on a serious note, I know we're laughing, but it's laughing out of frustration because it's something that needs to be talked about. Well,
there was young lads.
We're here to promote the club. The club's, you know, trying to get people in. I know they'll say, well, they could do more. Every football club could do more. Even Newcastle United could probably do more for all the money in the world that they've got, right? We're doing what we've got with what we've got. Us as fans have a massive responsibility. That's why this podcast here. It's to get people in. It's to welcome new players and their families to the club if they're from out the area. It's to build bridges. It's to like with hope and glory. You know, yes, we've got a T-shirt out of it. That's all we've had. We haven't asked for anything. They offered that. We're helping a brand with the club to push them forward, to make them feel welcome in the club. We'll do that with any of the sponsors. We're not, and it's the same with anything else to do with the club. We just got to push it forward. Want to help the foundation. Want to help the soul of the Supporters Association. But at the minute, our fans aren't helping themselves, and we'll have to put ourselves in that bracket because we're fans as a whole. And at the moment, it doesn't feel like that. It just feels like the cynicism.
It feels fractured at the minute.
Yeah, very fractured.
Yeah.
I don't know what people want. They knew before the season started, and everything Alan has said has been on the head, hit the nail on the head in his first interview. He said, we'll have to use kids. We've used kids. Some have come good, some haven't. Some have sink or swim. That's what we knew the situation was. We have got a very strong team when it's fit, but we have been damn unlucky with injuries. And if you boo that because we're unlucky with injuries, then I'm sorry, I don't know what anyone could want. I don't know.
Well, budget's not in it. Well, budget's. We're gonna have to take chances with players who had injuries. You know what I mean? It's like Dom Telford's injuries, Max Sheaf's injuries.
Yeah.
That's where our budget is at the minute. We've got to take a chance.
Well, we didn't have any other options. We didn't have any other options against Boston. You just had to bring the young lads on. You know what I mean? What do you do? We ain't got anybody else.
But let's just look at the facts, right? When we've had a stronger side out, we've done well. And we have not been bullied by teams. We've looked competitive. We've looked on the edge. But our strength and depth has been lacking because of the injuries. You've got Max Melbourne made a return along, which we haven't mentioned yet. Dominic Telford made a return. You've got Kane Adam to come back. You've got both the central defenders to come back. Johnson's back as well, Callum Johnson. So it's starting to happen. They're starting to come back. Give them hopefully, fingers crossed, you're always going to have an injury here or there or a niggle, right? But if we can get 90% or 85% of the core back, you'll see a much stronger Gateshead side. And you can see it. You can see it on a match day. When we're going, we're all right. When we have to have a change or an injury, that's when we suffer. And that's because of just the strength and depth, and that's down to the budget. But we knew that before a ball was kicked, so expectations need to be in line with reality. That is the problem. That is the problem. That's what the angry thing is. And yeah, we'll go there. Just a message. The Morecambe game proved how well we can play.
Yep, absolutely sure.
And even the Halifax game and Hartlepool game, we weren't too shabby. Yeah. The strength and depth from conditions, but both teams had to play in the conditions.
We could have been 2-0 up. We could have been 2-0 up against Boston.
Yeah,
if we had got the penalty.
Well, if we had enough
chances.
If we had a full strength team, we would have beaten Boston.
Boston weren't anything special, and it's crazy.
We'll forget about the forgotten man as well, Tyrone Newton.
Yeah,
he's going to come back.
As I say, once that's back, and you've got a strong bench as well of contenders that could start. That's when things will start to get exciting. We knew from the get-go we weren't going to be pushing for the playoffs. If we did, it's a happy bonus. But we've just got to concentrate on surviving. And at the minute, we're doing all right. We're in the first round of the FA Cup, right? And people say, we've got the youngsters do their best. The fans still boo. He had a makeshift back four. Was further weakened when Panny went off. I thought the group of youngsters give their all, and the booing isn't on. That's from Steve Thornfield.
Well said, Steve.
We've got I never boo a team. The lads need as much backing as possible. I mean, look, I'm not going to hold my hands up here and say I've never booed. I've booed when it's been a pathetic performance in a different circumstance of a team, but it's very few and far between when I've ever done that. But then again, someone
probably more frustration, Davey, for you.
Yeah, but that was and then Steve Thornfield puts another good one here. He's got also, if you want better players, new stadium, and think the board directors are doing such a poor job, why not put your money where your mouths are? In other words, put up or shut up. Yeah. As I say, you want to help. What your wallet with the soul and everything else. Come to a match. There's a lot of people staying away. Drew 0-0 with Boston and Forest Green so far. I knew they were going to be a tough game. That must be against Boston. Sorry, they were starting to hit form before that. We're still in a good position. Personally, for me, it's the defense that needs sorting. It just needs strengthening. But we know that what the reason is behind that. Sean Parry, one way to look at it. Let's see where we are in New Year. It could be a completely different thing. It certainly could. Then we could all be ranting and raving saying this isn't on, or we could all be saying, "Hey, we're doing what we can do, or we're doing great."
But do we get blinkered by modern day football? Like modern day football now, if you look, obviously I'm talking about in the higher levels. They're owned by a rich, whatever, either businessman or business, or someone from abroad, and they're pumping in vast amounts of millions. Here at Gateshead, we've got like local people from local businesses. We're not like, it's not a John Hall, who's got millions and millions.
That's the difference. And I think, you hear people say, "Oh, put money in," but oh, where's the money gone? I've seen that one tweeted online.
Oh,
Where's the money gone? But I'll tell you what, you work out how much it is to feed 20-odd people on a coach, the washing of all the kit that weekend, and the hotels for that weekend, and the training on the way down that I have to pay for. Work out how much that is, and then say, where's the money gone?
And by the way, the coach is a 2-day hire, a weekend hire, because you've got to get it on the way back. And that's 2 drivers as well. All of that. Honestly, huge cost.
Yeah, I mean,
well, just go on booking.com and try and book a hotel. Go to one of the, like the thingy hotel, what they call them, Travel Lodge, and try and see how much it is to book 20 people into a hotel. Yeah. You'll fall off your chair.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they've got to be fed.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's 20. Yeah. We probably might even take slightly more than 20 sometimes.
It could be. Yeah. Could be. And then you've got to be also as well, it's fair enough just saying the hotel. You got to put up the driver as well, and you got to find a hotel that can put up with a coach. So it has to be a bigger hotel. It can't be one of the little cheaper ones. So work that out. Yeah, anyway, we
anyway, every cloud has a silver lining. Get the open top bus ready because we scored from a corner.
We did. The wonderful Ferguson. I know. I was like, wow. But hey, we've had a rant. Well, let's get more messages here.
That was a funny thing. That was a funny thing about Saturday, by the way, when it said Ferguson scored. Me and Davey were like, Ferguson scored, brilliant. Mickey just came back with from a corner.
Yeah.
Who scored from a corner?
St. Geordie, I boo the ref all the time, and that's what the refs are there for. And didn't see highlight the FA Cup game. Did the loans do okay? From what I presume, yes. We won 3-0.
I've seen a YouTube video from Benji, I think it was. I have shared it around. All I've seen is the goals. But obviously we kind of put it up for copyright reasons.
Yeah,
but it is there.
First clean sheet of the season.
Yeah.
Right.
No, we've got here 1 second. We've got there's
great
another
goal, by the way. The second goal was good.
Yeah. And what the other team's now owned by a billionaire, and they're just above the relegation zone in League One. Money doesn't all buy success. Sometimes.
Well said,
yeah, definitely. We've got here clean sheet and scoring from a corner. Wow, yeah, as positive steps, man. That's what you got to look at. You got to do building blocks.
Because I think Saturday could have been a banana skin for us, really.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's normally what we fall on.
Well, absolutely, because there was all these added factors of being obviously on a plastic pitch as well. The travel down. Aveley were up for their big game of the season.
Until we got the second, I wasn't relaxed at all. At all. These cup games. Credit the Boston fans.
We were 4-1 up against. We were 4-1n up against Morecambe, and you weren't relaxed. So
I know. We've got.
I got along with them, and all I was.
Yeah. We've got Tiernan Brooks has played some blinders. He has since he's got back in. He's made some crucial saves.
Confidence is up, and it's good to see. It's really good to see. I'm delighted for the lad.
And it can happen with any goalkeeper. If it had been Shelby or whatever, you need a run of games. And the chopping and change at the beginning of the season, I don't think was any good for everyone involved, the team or the players. Obviously, the players want to play. And having
a settle back four and a goalkeeper,
and having two good goalkeepers, it's always going to be frustration, but probably a frustration you're glad to have rather than anything else. But yeah, it is. It's nice to have that to go on to. But as I say, I know next weekend is going to be another tough task against a team that doesn't like to concede many. So we're going to have to try and keep that. I mean, just having a look, obviously the loan signings that have come in, I talked about them briefly there before. Brought in a striker, obviously because Kane has had a little bit of a time. It's a short loan, 1 month. I don't know if there's options for that to be extended if he does well, or if it is just a case to get us over the line for this month with numbers.
Yeah, I suspect so.
You would hope if he does do well, he can stay if money will allow. Sam Pumps, but even large, great win away at Aveley. Good to see Telford back on the score sheet. Should be a good tie away at Wimbledon. It will be. Look,
it couldn't get.
And also as well, the first thing that me and Mickey mentioned about is where they're playing. they're back at the home as well, which is lovely to see for Wimbledon. It's because what it was, I seen a message and I read that. You'll see in a second. But no, they're back at Plough Lane, the historic place. I mean, they hadn't been there in 40 odd years, so they're back, and hey, it's lovely to see. A team that's went through so much, or a fan base that's went through so much, to get back to some heritage after what they've been through.
I will point you in a direction. If you've got Spotify, go on the Giant podcast, Return to Plough Lane. Listen to that podcast.
Yeah.
It is absolutely one of the best podcasts I've heard in a long time.
What, even better than this?
We've got better than this bloody thing.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, if me and Steely weren't on.
just read Telford scored 6 on Saturday against Darlow. He did. It's funny, he was in 2 different places. Can I just say that was the team I wanted to avoid as well, because even though we have beat them in the FA Cup over the years, Telford, and won in a playoff final, they are still a bit of a bogey team and they're on the up. So I'm glad we didn't pull out Telford, by the way. But that is nobody's seen a 6-0 hammer in a Darlington coming, did they?
No, not at all. It was funny.
Stevie Watson didn't.
Yeah.
We've got a few hearts and mouths with that draw, wasn't it? Like when Woking got pulled out at home, I was like, "Oh God, not Woking."
Yeah,
that's what I was doing.
There was a few, but then like when I seen Blackpool and I think did Cardiff get pulled out at home as well? I was like, I want to avoid Shields. Yeah, that was my fear.
Alan Shields.
Sorry, Alan Guess has put, would we get more money if the game against the FC Telford is on TV? Yes, I don't know how much. I believe it's about 70 grand. It's not, it's good money. But it depends what channel it's on as well, isn't it? Because sometimes put a game online as well. So I don't know if it's the same.
I think it's about 20 grand actually, Davey, unless you're in the big runs.
Right.
We're not dwelling on it too much, but after Saturday, obviously Telford, rightly mentioned, stuffed Darlow. I was thinking of Steve Watson must be in serious trouble of potentially losing his job.
Apparently, when they went 4-0 down before half time, there was a lot of people left, apparently, and they had a very big crowd there. They had 2,300, I believe. So they had a big opportunity, and obviously, they had a very big budget. The Darlington fans do absolutely fantastic every year with a booster budget. I think there's close to £1 million.
Wow! Can you imagine that for us? Wow!
I may be wrong.
As opposed to £7 for us.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone can fact check us on that, I'm sure they got up towards $1 million or something. I may be wrong.
Can I say that?
They might have raised over $1 million by now, but over the year.
Right. Okay, it might be that. I'm that, yeah.
Just to go back to the original point. So it was Watson's job I was watching out for. What I didn't expect was Hartlepool to get rid of their manager. Well, that was a big shock.
Well, Stuart Allen's put that as well. Of course, they haven't won they've only won one the last 11, and that was against us. So the form wasn't great, but I think
he's getting the most out of that squad.
If you put it in perspective, I was like, hang on a second, you got the job late. They struggled to sign players until they were still signing players until a few weeks ago to get that
sold their best players off.
Yeah, and then they didn't sell them. They left on free contracts, didn't they? Free transfers.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
So they had a little bit of catch up. They've got a hell of a manager in, with a reputation, and then obviously. The FA Cup, they still in it. They've got to replay it tomorrow night. They could get through, and they've got potentially a decent game.
Home to Accrington in the next round to win it.
They did sack the assistant last week, didn't they? And I don't know how well that went down. And then obviously, but I mean, apparently, I think to the day or the week in the season, they sacked Darren Shaw last year as well. So managers aren't getting a decent crack of the whip at Hartlepool. But North East.
Well, that's a shock. Raj Singh not being unpredictable. Wow.
Do you not fancy a job, Mickey?
It is no, but it's sad. It's sad. It just seems North East clubs just seem to be the. I'm not going to say laughing stock, but the talking points for the wrong reasons over and over. It just feels like it happens all the time. Doesn't seem like this. I don't know if it's because we're in the Northeast and it feels more, but I don't see other clubs or areas as bad as it is in the northeast for just debacles.
I think,
although I know Yeovil would probably disagree, but like you know what I mean. But I mean, like in the northeast, it does just seem to happen, doesn't it?
I think it's silly seasonal hour.
Yeah.
If you've had a poor start, by then, by the time it gets October, it just seems like chairmen seem to panic.
Well, hey man, look at Nottingham Forest. They're talking about sacking him now. He's only been in the job a month.
my mate's a Nottingham Forest fan, and I was talking to him about it the other day, and I just think the man at the top's to blame for that.
Of course, he is.
They didn't interfere with what Nuno was doing. Nuno was doing a good job. If you didn't interfere with what Nuno was doing, your club's out of it.
They reckon Potter's going to be in there soon.
So
another
bloke who he's collecting signing on fees.
There could be third manager of the season by October. We've got apparently the assistant referee squared up with one of the players. That's why he got the boot. Allegedly, we don't know. So yeah.
Anyway, he'll be back. He can come and watch Gateshead again. He can watch his son again.
Yeah, of course.
You'll always be welcome at Gateshead, Simon.
You certainly will, Simon.
I think they've had 14 managers in 8 years. I think it might be 13, but it could be 14. I've seen something online. Wow. It's if
you think we're crazy, God.
and you think they've had a promotion in that time as well. It's what? Yeah, they've gone.
I think Chandler's the only one who hasn't been sacked, isn't he?
God, yeah, they've been went up, didn't they?
It's absolutely crazy.
In the final, that's right.
Busted man of the match manager of the month. Sorry, at Gateshead Shields. He's doing a good job there. I've got a lot of time from it. I just don't like the club. But, a lot of respect for.
We might be playing them a derby match next season.
Yeah, I know, but sure, man, we're not getting relegated.
No chance, Davey.
No chance at all. Of course, we have got the prediction need to talk about coming up, but of course, Brackley away on Saturday, very tough game. With the history there in the National League North. They're still doing the 1-0 wins at the moment. It's going to be a very well organised team, hard to break down. Are they still part-time? I think they aren't. They're one of the last few teams that's part-time.
They're doing all right, actually.
Yeah, they're doing all right. They're holding their own. It's going to be a tough one.
Not that I've got a soft spot for them or anything, but I was pleased they made it up last season because it had all that heartache over like 5-6 years. And it, in playoff finals, I think they lost 4 playoff finals. So it was pleasing to see them. But hey, that's going down there.
I'm surprised we haven't had Jack Bannerman, to be fair.
Yeah, I know. I thought might have heard from him. Of course, a Brackley fan.
I know he's been struggling with his mental health lately.
I think he's doing all right. I'm a friend of him on Facebook, so he seems to be doing all right, and hopefully he is.
Okay.
Got this one here. I went to put it on, but then we got sidetracked. Sam's Curtis Edwards has been really impressed since his arrival. Really boosted midfield, and hopefully isn't out too long. Yes, he was really hobbling when he came off, but him and Butterfield in midfield, I think, are given a great guidance to Fenton John as well. He's come on.
Yeah, Fenton's really starting to play. I like Fenton. I've liked Fenton all the way through. So
since he's started to have a bit of experience around him, you can really see that he's enjoying himself out there. And the two lads.
If you can't learn from them two lads, you know what I mean? The two lads who've been up there and done it.
Well, he'd on me ultras, but you happy with AFC Wimbledon? Personally, it's what I wanted. That's the one you wanted. It's the one you've got. It's the one you've got. I'm not. It is in the scheme of things to go and play Wimbledon. It's a nice fixture. Yes, we've played them in recent years, but they are a lot higher up the echelons than where they were when we played them last. And it's just when you see other teams coming out in places that you haven't been, and you think, "Oh God, can you imagine being at Cardiff, a Premier League ground just a couple of seasons ago, and things like that." And then you could put in the history of how it got Bolton. There could have been a lot of things written about that.
That's 50 odd, the 1950s, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the romance of it all, and that's what I was kind of hoping for.
I agree.
But it is what it is. We're going to do the also as well. Well done to the youngsters in the Durham Cup as well, winning 3-2. Callum Boone getting on the score sheet as well. They're progressing really well. Yes, Callum Boone with that dinked penalty. It was.
Let's put it this way, Callum Boone, if you're listening, I don't mind you doing the Durham Challenge Cup, but if we need that to get a point or 3 points, and you're taking the penalty and you miss it, I will kill you.
Well, hang on a second. I've got the penalty lined up to play.
Have you?
Yes, so I'll share it, and we can look at the audacity of this young man and his skill to do this, because I was absolutely gobsmacked. It's a lovely finish. I mean, it sends the keeper completely the wrong way, doesn't he? I'll go on the full screen.
When I seen it, I thought, you cocky little git.
So here we go. I'll put it on full screen. There we go. And there we go. Dink. Oh, there you go. And that's the way to win a game.
Keeper's not distraught at all, is he?
No, he's not. He's not.
Last minute.
That's the way to win it in the last minute, isn't it? So well done to the youngsters in that one there.
She's got a couple of goals.
Also, the FA Youth Cup, the academy got through, and they're playing Carlisle at home.
Yeah, they got Carlisle. Yeah. It's on the 15th.
On Wednesday. It's on Wednesday.
Yeah, it is. So hopefully they can do well in that one. Sam Pennant's put our away form this season.
To get in, by the way.
Yeah, we've got our away form this season has been really positive. So hopefully we can pick up another 3 points at Brackley. Remember winning the title neck and neck with us all the way. Yes, and there's other memories of Brackley, but we're not going to talk about them. So we're not talking about that prediction league. That's what we need to talk about.
Can Andrew McInnes even remember the day?
You said he was quite drunk that day, didn't you? You were there.
He was plus.
Now, didn't we? We got beat 1 now, but they beat us and just went like a point ahead of us or something, and then
it was neck and neck all the way. Wasn't it?
I come out the ground and I was saying Gates would get battered everywhere they go, and they were giving Greg Ollie grief as well.
Yeah,
and a few of the players got out in the neck, and when I'm saying, "When you haven't won out yet," remember Greg on that video? You haven't won nothing yet. Let's say we day from the front. And they weren't at the front for very much longer, were they, really, when you think about it?
Well, we're going to say this to Darcy as well. Darcy, you haven't won anything yet. You might still be top of the league by a distance, but you haven't won anything yet.
Darcy we go. I love it.
I love it.
I'd love it if you don't win. I'm
joking. Darcy's got more points than everyone else put together.
nearly. Darcy's top on 38 points. Trina in second on 18. Joshua Walden is in third spot on 12, and then we've got Vanessa on 10, and then I think I'm coming up there in fifth. I think I'm the best of us that's doing there at the minute.
Yeah,
so let's see if we can change that today. I'll go first on this one, and I'm gonna go 2-1 win to Gateshead. It's going to be a tight one. Nice. 2-1.
I fancy. I think we'll get something. It's going to be a tight game, but our away performances have been good. I think we'll draw 1-1, 1-1.
Ooh,
Mickey. Oh, he's thinking.
I can't really say with confidence because I don't know who's coming back.
I know. That's it exactly.
But I'm along the same lines as Steely. I can't see us keeping a clean sheet at all.
No.
Not down there. So I'm gonna go exactly the same as Gaddis and go 2-1. But I'm gonna play a joker.
Oh, nice.
Mickey. Mickey's had his Weetabix this morning.
No, I haven't used a joker yet, and I thought, well, why not?
Why not?
Well, Alan Guest is going down the same route as Steely. He's going 1-1. Darcy Gray is going 3-2. She's at the top of that league. She knows what she's doing. Sean Parry's went 3-2 win as well. David Coates is going 3-1 win.
Wow, David, I hope you're right.
Stuart Allen, pardon me, 3-1 win to Gateshead as well. 2-1 win to Gateshead's last season's champion, St. Geordie. We've got a 3-1 win with a joker, says Tommy Ultra. Steve, although he says it's Sandra that's doing the predictions, it's 2-1 to Gateshead.
Yeah, that's 2-1 for Steve.
Oh, God, other people are pulling their jokers out. 2-1, says Ken Webster with a joker.
Wow.
We've got Patrick Story says Brackley 0, Gateshead 2. Sorry. Patrick says that, and Chris says 1-1. Johnny Gray, the man that does our fantastic league for us, is going 1-1. Vanessa, 1-1 for me, please. And we have 2-1. Just using the super joker. Heed Army Adam.
Wow, Heed Army Adam.
Oh, wow, Adam.
Pulled out your super joker, and I did see Liv Walden had put her predictions in earlier on. She's got it here. Darren is 1-1. Poppy says 3-1. Tabitha 5-1.
Wow.
So Liv 3-1. Poppy 5-1. Tabitha 3-2, and Joshua 2-1 win. So there we go. Still time to get your predictions in. Please do. And
well, I tell you what, Josh Walden's normally always near the top, and me and Josh are going the same. So hopefully. If you that guy who just played Heed Army Adam, if you played your super joker on 2-1, let's hope I'll celebrate on Saturday.
Well, I'm just having a look there. I'm just seeing where Heed Army Adam is. If he gets his super joker, he could he would go top, I think. Let's have a little look. Heed Army Adam 6. Oh, he wouldn't.
He's just below me.
He would go into second.
6 points.
He'd go into second if he gets his super joker. So it could get very tight at the top. Very tight. And we've got shout out to Hedonistic, who messaged me on Twitter to say 3-1 win, 3-0 win to Aveley. Oh, well done. So yeah, we've got points there. Sam Pelton's going 1-1 for the game of the week. And there is, and I have got a message here as well on Facebook, which yes, it is. It was Newport where we got beat 7-1. She knows that because Joseph was mascot that day, and a Newport fan was dressed as Elvis, as was Ken Richardson. So there we go. That's I knew someone would get it right there. Let us know. So hard to predict which Gated team turns up. But yeah, well, that's life as a Gated fan. I'm sorry to tell you.
That team that's with a full team, and I'm just thinking, will we get anybody back this week?
Yeah,
it would be nice, wouldn't it? It would be nice.
On the injuries, can I just come in on here because this is something I feel that need. Do we feel that the AstroTurf that we're training on is contributing towards our injuries? That's what I'd like to know.
Are we training on the Astro pitch?
Yeah, majority of the time, yeah.
Well, it's got to be, surely.
You would think, putting 2 and 2 together, but I mean, we have been very unlucky with injuries, haven't we?
Oh, yes.
I
mean, some are contact injuries on the pitch, but
yeah, of course.
Yeah,
but
something in it, Mickey, hasn't he? You would have thought
it could be, and it could just be that we've been really unlucky as well. But. Well,
I'm just looking back to last season as well.
Yeah.
Aye.
Well, Johnny Gray says definitely Mickey. I thought that for a while. It could be. I mean, the manager could come out and say the same himself. We do until we hear that.
We haven't always trained on the plastic, though, have we?
For the last 6-7 years, I think. David Coates, but even gents, what's the news on Kane? Adam, if you already discussed it at the start of the show, we believe he's a couple of weeks away, or 1 or 2 weeks to being back involved. So hopefully,
didn't Alan say that it was too early for him this week? So hopefully next week.
Well, they do have the now they have the I'm trying to think of it. They have I'm trying to think of the word. I can't even get me simple words out. They've got the joy, not the joy, but even I'll say that they've got the joy of being able not to rush him back because you've got Karen Pennant and Dom Telford back now. So we're not having to run these lads into the ground, which is.
Hold on a minute. You've still got to wrap these two other lads in cotton wool.
Oh yes,
right.
And
absolutely.
Also as well, please be aware if you're going to Wimbledon, watch out for engineering works on the East Coast Main Line weekend of 1st of November. There are no direct trains to London. Replacement buses are running, and also as well, please hold off on booking your tickets yet, just in case the game is moved. They do have the split the games 50-50 between Sunday and Saturday. That's not to say we're going to be on TV, but they do have Sunday fixtures and also Monday and Friday. But I seriously doubt we'll be in the what do you call it, in the running for a TV game. Was it not mentioned at the talk-in a while back? Bernard said, I'm sure it was contributing to the injuries. Maybe Alan said that. Yeah, quite possibly. I'm sure there was a rumor they are looking at getting the grass pitches out there with better watering so they can use them all year round as well. So
it's all kids stuff, you know.
Is it? What the grass pitch
stuff?
Yeah.
By the way, it was obviously the club's policy. It changed a couple of years ago, where we don't really talk, or the club doesn't really put out news about like injuries and when players are going to be back and stuff. You know, like some clubs will go out the way and say he's going to be back in 2 weeks, he's back in 3 weeks.
Yeah,
we don't do that, do we? We just go completely silent. In fact,
yeah. And what about Tyrell?
Can the club please get this sorted? Because Tyrell Newton's becoming like Lord Lucan.
Yeah. Well, it's got there. What about Tyrell Newton? Don't know. A few weeks away was what's been said a few times in interviews and stuff. So we can only go off that. But hey, once he's back, it gives definitely another option. But it's got to get them back, and as Mickey says, wrap them in cotton wool and tuck them in at night and make sure that they don't sprain themselves in bed, in their sleep.
Well, don't let them have that muggy channel.
Yeah. You think the club can afford that? So they can have the 10 minutes free view and be happy with that. So
maybe that might be more than enough for some of them.
It might be. It's enough. It's enough for me. I heard we got kicked off the training ground last season when a group of kids turned up who had booked the pitches. I don't know. That couldn't happen now because they'd be booked for the club during the day. You would imagine. Yeah. You would hope. But
that would surprise me, to be fair.
But possible.
As we did here, the club wasn't running. The club wasn't running at full steam ahead, was it? During the later stages of the season. So who knows?
Wonder why?
Yeah. But yeah. What can you do? Sean White has got another late one. He's going 3-0 win to Gateshead on Saturday. Oh. So yeah, get that in.
I hope that comes off because I know Sean White will be there.
Yeah. Everyone as well, please do like and subscribe. It really does help. I mean, funnily enough, maybe we should have more problems with the commentary in future because we got 10 subscribers on the back of not doing it the other day. So I don't know what that says about it, but we'll be back for the next home game. Of course, I think that's on the 25th, isn't it?
You weren't alone, by the way, because Dalton had problems with their commentary on Saturday as well. I don't know if you seen their highlights. It sounded as if they were stuck on a submarine.
No. my heart goes out to them. My heart goes out to them. We want Tyrell Newton injury news hashtag. I don't think that's going to start trending.
Well, I think it should. I think the club should be telling me, to be fair.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Do you know what I think would be good at the minute, maybe in the next month or so, once the FA Cup's out the way, is to have another touch face with the fans, whether it's a player or Alan and Bernard again, just to give updates on how things are. Because I thought that meeting, to the people who turned up, it was very well attended. There was a lot of naysayers that didn't turn up that were adamant they were going to disagree with everything that they heard secondhand. But I think if the club had another face-to-face, it could, either relieve some tensions for fans, or give out more information of what they can give out, and hopefully get us all going on the front foot, because I'm hoping, and it looks to me on the pitch, that we could be turning a corner of having a bit more positive results, in a consistent form. We're not going to win every game, we know that, but to be more competitive in every game is going to be much needed.
Definitely. I guess it's. I think the first 11's good. It's just when we turn to the bench.
Well,
I mean, you look at the Boston game when they're bringing on kids. The Boston lads on a Boston game. I bet between their substitutes there was at least 150 league appearances between them all.
Without a doubt.
And we've got kids who are just starting out.
Yeah. Chalk and cheese.
It certainly was. But as I say, we're going to end the show there. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Look, we're in the FA Cup. We're going down to London via everywhere but the train. And if you do book your train, make sure you find out what day the game's on first. Big thank you to Johnny Gray, of course, for continuing to do the prediction league for us. Thank you to Mickey and Steely for always being here and correcting me when I need it. And thank you for watching. Please do share. It really does make a difference. And if you're going down to Brackley, have a nice trip. Hopefully bring back 3 points. And then we'll be back for the 25th, isn't it? At home against Truro. So we need to get there, be loud, be proud. Hopefully on the back of 3 points at Brackley, and we can try and push on together. So yeah, remember, share, do everything for the share the club stuff. Mickey's got one last thing to say.
Can I? You know, when you're doing the commentary for Truro,
yeah.
Obviously, it's a long journey, but every commentator says it's a long journey to Gateshead, blah blah, and we know it is from Truro. But remember, we've got to go back to your place. But if we're going through Mr. Ben's door and suddenly arrive.
I will have the. I'll have the. Was it the A, the Z national? The maps that you used to get before sat navs. Remember them? I'll mark it down, every geographical square down, how many miles, how many turns. I'll have it all there ready. But yeah, on that note, everybody, thank you very much. We'll see you next time.
Everybody.
And take care, everyone.
We're in the FA Cup. Bye.